Welcome back to Fox 9 All Day. Rob Olson in for Amy Hocker today, and a special guest here we're going to be talking to here for the next few minutes. There's a memorial fundraising event this weekend in honor of the Annunciation shooting victim, Harper Moyski. So joining us here now with your t-shirt, Love for Harper and Fletcher. That's Fletcher Merkel. Brock Safe, a parent from Annunciation. Both your daughters were in the church that day, and their names?
Stella in 8th grade and Astoria in 5th.
And how are they doing?
They're doing okay. They're doing okay. It's been a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, for everything considering, they're doing as well as you can imagine. Yeah.
Yeah. You, I've seen you speak a few times. I covered you when you spoke testifying at the state legislature. You know, where you and other Annunciation parents advocating for gun control changes, saying that that, as you've said, there's nothing that can be done to fully stop things, but there's things that can be done to make it harder for these events to occur.
Yeah. And
your mindset and a lot of other parents is, why wouldn't we explore those?
This is not political. This should not be political at all. Like, there's always going to be bad people doing bad things. It's always going to happen. Whether you're in America or in Finland or in Denmark, there's always bad people. Just in this country, we have to make it as hard as possible for them to do it in mass. And people having guns is great. Like, for protection, wonderful. For hunting, great. Absolutely. Who am I or anybody to say you shouldn't do that? It's just these weapons of war.
The assault-style weapons. And I looked at the notes I took from the day that you testified, and you said that it shouldn't be so easy for anyone to walk into a store and buy an assault-style weapon.
Legally, yeah, exactly. It's especially that weapon. I mean, initially I thought he shot 116 bullets. I thought it was with over a minute. It was actually a little over 30 seconds. 116 bullets. Like, that's not for hunting. Like, that's not for anything other than killing a lot of things as fast as possible. And I understand, like, people, like, it's fun to shoot. I get it. I never done it myself, but I could understand. But does that outweigh? I mean, what's the benefit? Like, the benefit does not outweigh the causation. And the causation is these mass shootings are so much more deadly and so much more powerful because of these evil individuals can shoot so many unbelievably powerful bullets in such a short amount of time.
In a very short amount of time. Yeah. And there's then the other side here, those that push back against you, the efforts that you and other parents make, say that there are other things that we can do. Harden schools, churches, armed guards. I think it's important to point out in this particular case that may not have made any difference either.
In this case, it wouldn't have. I mean, this is a madman who shot outside of a church, and I can't think of any of those situations that could have prevented that. But what could have been prevented is him shooting 116 bullets within 30+ seconds. If he had a pistol, it would have been a few bullets, and then the carnage would have been significantly less. Even a shotgun would have been less. This was the worst case scenario for this to occur based on the weapon that he used. That was bought legally.
And because we have safeguards in place to prevent certain people from buying assault-style weapons, where you have the red flag laws, etc. But none of that in this case would have. He
faked it well, and he knew all this going. I guess I heard he knew all this going into it, and he was able to still buy it legally. So that didn't. That's why you nip it in the bud and don't allow that to happen to begin with.
And so this is something that you and other Annunciation parents plan to keep being very active on this issue.
I can only speak on behalf of myself. I don't want to speak, but yes, for myself, this is something that I'm very passionate about. I mean, it's common sense. Like, again, like I see a Democrat, Republican. I see, I agree a lot of things on both sides. This should not be political. Like, this is our goal as parents is to keep our kids safe. Everything we do as responsible parents to keep them safe, and having a weapon of war like that available makes situations like this so much more challenging. And I just wish common sense could prevail in a situation like this, knowing that most Americans agree with this. Like it's just common sense.
Well, let's turn to some of the other activities, the other actions that you're taking this weekend. And this is about continuing the healing process too, about doing some positive things that can be done. And this is an event this Saturday, which is a fundraising event. Tell us what's planned.
Yeah, so this is it's a long name.
Okay.
It's the Harper Moyski First Annual Memorial Volleyball Tournament and Brewery Event. Just rolls off the tongue, doesn't it?
Volleyball and brewery.
Right?
Yeah.
So we had two events because Harper was that special. So it's to really honor the life and legacy, beautiful legacy of Harper Moyski, as well as Fletcher as well. We have many elements about Fletcher, and the reason why we chose so it's a two-prong event. The first is a private event, closed event, a volleyball tournament.
Yeah, which is in itself a fundraiser. It is.
Yeah, it's a double fundraiser. So it's taking place at M1, and they have volunteered their space so generously, all for free. Just incredible what they've done, and so I'm in a planning committee with a couple of the parents, including Katie Abrams, and she's doing all the volleyball stuff incredibly well. That's goes until 4 p.m. We have 11 other 5th grade Catholic school teams that are participating. It's all a fun, very carefree event to celebrate the life and legacy of Harper. And then from there, we have a brewery event from 4 to 7 that's open to the public. And we have no idea how big this is going to be. We have a ton. I mean, the great thing about the one silver lining behind all this is like the response from the community has been so incredible. Like how supportive they have been to our community, to this event. We have almost $80,000 worth of live and silent auctions that have been donated to this event, the brewery event. We have 7 incredible live auction items that we're going to be auctioning off. It's just going to be a joyous event, and it's all based on just showing like the love and highlighting the legacy that Harper, even though 10 years, but she lived a ton in those 10 years. And also Fletcher, 8 years. And we have a lot of just really fun activities planned to highlight how incredible those two individuals were.
And tell us what this is going to raise money for.
Yes, so two-prong. So it's going to raise money for a permanent memorial for both Harper and Fletcher, as well as we're going to be donating funds to the Minneapolis Park and Recreation to support the volleyball upkeep throughout the Twin Cities, as well as youth volleyball. And this is to honor Harper because last year, Katie Abrams and I we were co-coaches for Harper's first year in volleyball, and I remember her first practice. She came in and she wasn't sure that she would like this. At the end of practice, she comes up to us and she goes, "That was amazing. Like I'm not great right now, but I sure as heck I'm going to get better because I love this so much." And from what their parents said, that was her first organized sport that she really grew a passion for. And just tell a really quick story from the first practice of not knowing really how to even serve to the last game 2.5 months later, and I'm not just sugarcoating this, she was the MVP of our team.
Really?
We won the championship. She had, over the last 2 games of the championship day, she had 13 successful serves in a row. And it just shows that this is why we wanted to make volleyball as kind of the theme for this whole event. And
but that will then benefit, you said, Minneapolis Park and Rec, volleyball.
Volleyball, youth volleyball, yep. And then a permanent memorial for both Harper and Fletcher.
And would that memorial be then placed? Has there been a designated spot for that?
Yes, we're still working on that. There probably will be multiple, but we're still working the details of that with several different entities.
Wow. And so people want to join. Again, you said the volleyball event is closed.
It is, yeah.
But the brewery event, the fundraiser,
it's open.
And where is that?
It's at Mile Brewing. And another shout out to them as well. Every single pint that you purchase, $1 goes to the fundraising efforts.
Nice.
And they donated all the space too. They've been incredible so far.
At 9 Mile Brewery can be found where?
In Bloomington. Yep, right across the street from M1 actually. So it's really convenient.
Oh, that's close.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, you could have a big crowd showing up there.
We hope so. It's going to be a nice day. We'd rather have more than less.
Yeah.
So we have overflow. There's going to be a beautiful day, so you can be outside as well. I think the more people will just show the love of this community and how much we love both. I mean, the Moyski family and the Merkel family. I know them personally, and they're just wonderful, salt of the earth people.
Wow. And then going beyond that, I assume that there's probably more things that you're thinking about doing or in the works. I mean, this isn't something that ends really ever.
And I'm glad you brought that up. So this is something where that's why it's called the first annual. So it may not be like a brewery event and a volleyball, but it's going to be something every year. We want to make sure that we keep Harper's and Fletcher's legacy alive year over year over year. We have to. August 27th needs to mean something, and I especially know Harper very well because she was in the same grade as my daughter, and these are special kids, and we need to honor them, and we need society to remember, because at the end of the day, this was all preventable. And what's frustrating is that we live in the most amazing country in the world with the most incredible technology and brains in the world, and yet we still have these analog gun laws, and common sense has to prevail here. And we hope it hasn't happened since Columbine. All we can do is try, and we'll continue to fight the effort.
Wow. Well, thank you for coming in here. Thank you for your efforts, for the strength that obviously you've had to pull from you and so many the other parents there that have seen an enormous outpouring of support, which is probably indescribable in what that has helped with. I mean, all the ribbon campaigns and everything else.
Beautiful, beautiful. I mean, the way society as a whole, I mean, just not in Minnesota, but across all the U.S. and even internationally, has been just it's been heartwarming, and it's allowed everything to be somewhat palatable, for our small, tight-knit community.
Yeah, if it's ever somewhat palatable, it's even a hard.
I said it. I'm like, is that the right word? Yeah.
Because it'll never be palatable.
Yeah.
But if it can sort of take some of the edges off.
Yeah, that's a good better way to describe it.
And continue. And people say that when you talk about healing, you're never healed.
Yeah. No.
And in many ways, you never want to be healed.
No.
This is not something that you move beyond, but you move through it in ways that you feel like you're constantly improving and making meaning out of it.
100%. I couldn't have said it better myself. Yeah, you're right.
Well, I think you could. And you have. Thanks so much for your time.
Appreciate
you
Thank
coming
you so
in.
much.
Good luck with your event.
Thank you.
People want to find out more information about this. It's been out there.
It's out there. Do you have a flyer up or anything you want to put up?
We had a flyer, but I don't know that we have it prepared in a graphic form.
Okay. Well, it's at 9 Mile from 4 to 7. We also have a QR code to donate as well that maybe you can put in your website or something if you.
We will do so.
Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
Brock Safe from Annunciation. All right, we're going to take a quick break here. And as we go to break, a look at so much of the show of support for the Annunciation families over the last few months. So many of those ribbons that you've seen flying everywhere in the school colors. We'll be right back.